Hey you guys, this is Ninjago fan Cole here. So I want to talk about why I believe at the end of Ninjago's Rising we may see Lloyd Garmadon pass down his elemental power down to someone like Arin who may not have any elemental power, and and why and why we maybe could also maybe see people like Cole, Jay, Kai maybe have children at the end who their elemental powers eventually pass down to, and why Arin might be their master as the new Green Ninja and all. Arin maybe could be the next leader of this next generation ninja team of the original ninjas, which I believe could be possible. Now first of all, the main reason why I think Cole will have a son or a daughter whose mental powers passed down to is mainly because inside Ninjago's Rising Season 2 Part 2, we eventually did see Frack, who is basically like the elemental master of Quake, not the elemental master of Earth. Therefore, I don't think Cole could pass down his elemental power down to Frack because he's not the elemental master of Earth. Therefore, I believe it would make sense for Cole to maybe have a son that he eventually passed down his elemental power to, which I believe we might could be seen trained by Arin one day, and the main reason why I believe Jay and Nia might have kids that may inherit the elemental power is because we have seen Nia and Jay dating for a while, and therefore possibly when after Lloyd passed down to power down to Arin, rather if Lloyd dies and his elemental power chooses Arin as his descendant to the Green Ninja Prophecy, or if Lloyd just genetically passed down his elemental power down to Arin, which could be possible, but I'd say unlikely, because I don't believe Lloyd can genetically pass down his elemental power down to Arin, because Arin's not exactly related to Lloyd in my opinion. Sure, Lloyd may look out for Arin like a son, but he's not related to him. Therefore, I don't believe that Lloyd can genetically pass down the power down to Arin, which I believe is mainly why maybe we might see Lloyd might die at the end of Ninjago's Rising, and maybe his elemental power chooses Arin as the next Green Ninja, and maybe that's why Lloyd's elemental power chooses someone like Arin who doesn't have any elemental power, and maybe that's how we see Lloyd's elemental power get passed down. Now those are the main reasons why I believe Lloyd's elemental power might be passed down to someone like Arin who doesn't have any elemental power. Now, and I've already explained why Cole can't really pass down his elemental power down to Frack, because number one, Frack's not related to Cole. Therefore, he's only the elemental master of Quake, which is a similar power to Cole's Earth power, but completely separate. Therefore, I don't think Cole could pass down his elemental power down to Frack. I just don't believe Cole can. Therefore, if Cole was to pass down his elemental power to someone, I believe it would be Cole's son or daughter that Cole would eventually pass down his elemental power to. Maybe at the end of Ninjago's Rising, maybe we might see Cole actually marry Princess Vanya at the end of Ninjago's Rising, and maybe they have a son or daughter that maybe Cole passed down his elemental power to, and maybe Arin trains his son to really master his Earth elemental power, which I believe is possible. And And now, and now, and now, and now, getting back to Jay and Nia, I believe it's possible at the end of Ninjago Giants Rising, we we might see Jaya and Aaron come from dating couples to officially getting married and having children, having children. Their own power could be passed down to genetically, which I really do believe would make sense for a new generation original Ninja team, but with Aaron as their master, just like how Lloyd was the master of the original Ninja team throughout Ninjago Hands of Time, Sons of Garnon for a little bit, through Crystallized for a little bit, and then through Giants Rising, Lloyd was their master. Therefore, when Lloyd passed down his own power down to someone like Aaron does it, having own power, and we see Cole Jr. have a son who inherits his own power, we maybe could see Aaron as their master, training Cole's son, the new Elemental Master of Earth, to become the next, master his elemental power and become the next Master of Earth. Which, if Cole was to have a son or a daughter who's inherited his elemental power, I believe if it was Cole's son, if Cole had a son who he passed down his elemental power to genetically, I believe Cole's son would probably be named Cole Jr. or something, as in when we first saw Master Wu as a baby and the ninja didn't know who he was, Cole at first named him Cole Jr., which is mainly why I could see the end of Ninjago Giants Rising with Cole marrying Prince Vanya and maybe have a son named Cole Jr. that he passed down his elemental power down to genetically, and maybe we could see Aaron as his son's master, just like how Lloyd was for his team for a little while, and therefore that's how I believe we'll have a next Elemental Master of Earth, which I believe will be trained by Aaron, the next Green Ninja and possibly the next leader of this generation. Now, that's mainly why I believe Cole would have a son who would inherit his Elemental Power of Earth, who would inherit his Elemental Power of Earth that Intervention trains. Now, that's mainly why I believe Cole Jr. would have a son named Cole Jr. that his Elemental Power could be passed down to genetically, but it also could be possible that maybe Ninjago hits a 180 on us, and maybe Cole might have a daughter that maybe Cole names Lily, that maybe his elemental power is passed down to. Therefore, if Cole has a daughter named Lily who he passed down his elemental power down to, maybe that severs Cole's relationship with his mother full circle, with him maybe having a daughter that he names Lily after his mother, who inherits his elemental power of Earth. That could be also possible, and maybe Aaron trains him. Maybe Aaron trains him or her, because either one. Because Cole could have a son or a daughter, and it could be named Cole Jr. or it could be named Lily. There's no way to tell if Cole will have a son or a daughter who inherits his elemental power, and therefore Therefore, that's the main reason why I believe we may see a new master, like a next generation of the original Master of Earth, trained by Arin, just like how Lloyd and Master Wu trained the ninjas for a while. Therefore, that's the main reason why I believe Cole will either have a son or a daughter who will be trained by Arin. And 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 I and I and I and I alright. Now getting back to Jay and Nia. As I was saying, I believe it's possible that at the end of Ninja Dragons Rising, we maybe could see Jay and Nia come from loved-in couples to maybe actually getting married and having children of their own, who maybe have a son and a daughter that maybe inherits their own power, and maybe Jay may have a son that he names Blue Jay, or Jay, who inherits his own power. Maybe that could be the new Master of Lightning. Maybe that could be like the next generation of the original Master of Lightning that we possibly could see with Jay and Nia's children. And it definitely could be possible that maybe Nia has a daughter, maybe named Nia or Jaya, who maybe inherits Nia's own power of water, but maybe she first starts training as a samurai, and then later the water ninja like Nia did, which I really do believe that would make sense, because it would end Nia's story from like the Samurai X to the Water Ninja full circle, with her daughter may be on that same path from first starting as a Samurai X to maybe to a Water Ninja next. That could be very much possible at the end of Ninja Dragons Rising. Now, those are the main reasons why I believe that could be possible. Maybe that's the next generation of the original ninja team that might be trained by Arin, probably the next new possible Green Ninja. I really believe that would be a cool ending, and that would end off Ninjago perfectly. Now, as for Zane. As for Zane, I think there's one or two ways Zane could pass down his own power to a new host or something. I think there's one or two ways Zane's own power of ice could be passed down. Number one, maybe Zane gets destroyed, and maybe his elemental power of ice gets passed down to a new host who probably doesn't have any elemental power, and maybe his elemental power of ice may gets passed down to a new host who's not related to Zane or to the first Medusa Master, like we saw with Euphrasia. That could be possible for a new Master of Ice. That's number one. Number two. That's number one. That's number one. Now number two. Number two, we maybe could see. Number two, we could maybe see Zane and Pixel maybe build a new Ninjoid that Zane passed down his own to power of ice to. you know, as in, you know, as in, you know, as in, you know, as in Zane building like a new ninjoid, who, as in Zane building a ninjoid son or a ninjoid daughter, would, 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 would signify Zane's connection to Dr. Julian perfectly, perfectly, perfectly with Zane Pixel me building a new ninjoid who maybe inherits Zane's elemental power of ice. Now, 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 now maybe Zane Pixel me builds a ninjoid that maybe they name Zane after Zane, and maybe we could see Zane Pixel may build a ninjoid that inherits his own power of ice, and maybe that could actually connect Zane's connection to Dr. Julian perfectly with Zane Pixel maybe building a ninjoid son or a ninjoid daughter, maybe inherits Zane's own power of ice. Maybe this new ninjoid Zane Pixel builds, maybe it could be another ninjoid version of Zane, or maybe it could be a ninjoid version of Pixel that maybe like someone like Zane maybe passes down his elemental power too. That is the two ways I believe Zane's elemental power could be passed down. Now, let's get to Kai, because I have not talked about Kai yet. Now, let's get to the last ninja, Kai. So I remember that at the end of Ninjago Crystallize, Zane... I remember at the end of Ninjago Crystallize, Kai was talking to Skylar about making their relationship official, which I do believe could happen at the end of Ninjago Trans Rising with Kai making his relationship official with Skylar, with Kai and Skylar getting married, and maybe Kai maybe has a son that maybe inherits Kai's elemental power of fire, because technically it's really the only way I believe Kai's elemental power of fire could be passed down to, as in I don't think there's any other way, and and I really do believe that would bring Kai's and Skylar's relationship full circle at the end of Ninjago Giants Rising, with Kai and Skylar getting married, may have a son that inherits Kai's elemental power of fire, and maybe 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 could have the potential to be Kai's may have the potential to 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 maybe the next hothead red fire ninja, which I really do believe would end Kai's story full circle in at the end of Ninjago Giants Rising, with Kai and Skylar making their relationship official and having a son that Kai passed down his elemental power of fire to. And maybe and maybe and maybe and maybe and maybe and maybe Arin trains him to maybe master his elemental power perfectly, you know 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 now you know you know you know you know now let's get to the last elemental power that could be passed down. So if Kai and Skylar do make their relationship official, and they do get married, it could be possible that maybe, just maybe, Skylar might also have a daughter that inherits Skylar's elemental power of Amber, and maybe we could see, maybe that could be the next generation of the Master of Amber, and and I do believe it could end Skylar on the biggest, greatest cliffhanger, I do believe at the end of Ninjago Giants Rising, Arin may be the next Green Ninja, and maybe Cole, Jay, Zane, Kai, and Nia, maybe as kids of their own, who's maybe inherited their own power, and maybe we could see the new Green Ninja, Arin, maybe being their master, which with Arin, with Arin being the next Green Ninja, and possibly, maybe Arin training and teaching the original Ninja Team's children to control their own power very well, and become the best ninja of the original Ninja Team, that that I really do believe would end Lloyd's story perfectly from with that I really do believe would end Lloyd's story perfectly with 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 Lloyd's arc in Sun and Georgia's Rising, with becoming a master and training and training and training and training and training Arin, Zora, and Wildfire as his first main students. You know, 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 with Lloyd basically kind of master to his first new students, Arin, Sora, and Wildfire. I believe could end off Lloyd's story perfectly with 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 Lloyd's ounce of power being passed down to Arin, and maybe 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 and and maybe we might see Lloyd's teachings as a master from Ninjago Giants Rising. Maybe maybe being passed down, maybe Lloyd's master teachings maybe being passed down through Arin, the next Green Ninja, to a next generation of the original ninja team. Maybe the original ninja team's children, or maybe new until masters, who maybe inherits their own power, but I really do believe it's most likely, though, that I really do believe it's most likely that Ninjago Giants Rising will end with Lloyd passing down his Green Ninja until power down to Arin, with Cole, Jay, Kai, Zane getting married to their loved ones, and having children of their own, who maybe inherits their own power, that maybe Arin, the next new Green Ninja, maybe trains their children to become great ninjas. You know, and just like, and just like seeing Arin basically like training the next generation of the original ninja team to become great ninjas. To become great ninjas. I really do believe would end off Lloyd's story arc from Ninjago Giants Rising, Lloyd's role as a master perfectly, with Arin being the next new Green Ninja, and him and him being the next master to this next generation of the original ninja team. That I believe is how Ninjago Rise Rising will end. This is Ninja Fan Call out.